Hello, everyone. This is the best travel and inspirational podcast in the universe. I'm your host, Fraser LeVay from InspiredTravelEat.com. And today we're dipping a bit outside travel because it's a question I get asked all the time. Of course, the website is InspiredTravelEat.com. And we have an official charity, the Change Your Stars Foundation, cysfoundation.org, Change Your Stars Foundation on Instagram and wherever else. And I always get asked how to start a charity. And I've got the simple answers, which I'll give to you. And then if you kind of want the step-by-step boring stuff, I'll put the link to the article in the about on this podcast. But to give you kind of like the macro level, what you need to know that you can't just get from reading an article or whatever else, I'm going to give you those beans, give you those tips. Because again, it's something I get asked all the time. Everyone wants to start a charity. It looks easy. Just make a website and it's done. Not that simple. It is the most fulfilling thing you'll ever do. The reason I started mine is I always wanted to volunteer and I always wanted to do things, but it was always impossible to find out like where to do it. And you had to jump through hoops to do this and XYZ. And then if you donate to the Red Cross, like there's some guy making millions of dollars being the head of the Red Cross, and does all that money go towards the cause? Where I wanted to make something like my charity where 100% of the profits and net proceeds all go to the kids. So I'm not making any money. None of our board members are making any money. We're all doing this volunteer based, which is why you should start a nonprofit, not to make money. FYI, like all the corrupt ones out there. So yeah, first it has to start from just a great place. It's fulfilling. It's amazing. I've actually had other people have started a charity after they saw me start one, which is great. It just kind of snowballs into this giving snowball. So how do you do it? My favorite piece of advice, my friend Strons gave it to me, and it's how do you eat an elephant? The answer is one bite at a time. You're never going to create a successful business tomorrow. It's going to take a year. It's going to take 4 years. I'm in year 7 of the charity, and it's still not like a giant, massive thing. It's still a mom and pop shop, but it's kind of evolved and become this incredible thing that people see now that, you must have just started it. No, it started with a fundraiser at my friend's Italian restaurant, and we raised $2,000 or $3,000. So yeah, it's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight, but this is why I think the most important thing I can give you is just go start living your charity. Don't file a 5013C. Don't create a logo. Don't create a website. Don't put all this money into it because you're just going to get overwhelmed. There's so much stuff to do. Just start doing it. So like, for instance, I had in my old career had access to restaurants, access to every single concert, event, kids show, children's museums, science museums, zoos. I had access to tickets for everything from what I did in like my old entertainment job. And so I would just be giving away thousands of tickets to all these events I had access to, getting food catered for the kids. I would do fundraisers like toy donations in exchange for tickets that I had. So I just kind of use what I already did, and I would use the resources I had, but I would also just live my charity without actually having a charity. It was just like what I was doing. Because a lot of people want to start a charity and they're like, oh yeah, it sounds awesome. And they do it for 6 months. And just like anything, everyone wants to be a podcaster or have a blog. Losers. But it goes away after 6 months, 4 months, a year. I'm sure 90%, just like startup businesses, 95% fail or don't make it. So just go live it first for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years. Do whatever you're doing. Raise money and give, if it's for cancer, raise money on your own with something and donate it to a cause or to a company and care about. XYZ Cancer Company. That helps. That sounded weird. But yeah, for kids, donate it to, I would, when I was raising money, and even to this point, I still don't have thousands of kids in my wheelhouse of like, I look after kids. I just work with other companies who look after kids. Or even at the start, I would work with foster homes and donate to them. But then I would actually show, hey, it's all going to these foster homes. I would, show the kids, show all my donors what they actually were doing. But again, so just live it before you try and start the actual business of it, because the business of it is a pain in the neck. So yeah, do it because you love it. Another tip is, you think it's a great idea, your friends will tell you it's a great idea, just like any startup business. And then when it comes to them donating or helping, no one exists. I've got a million people think it's the coolest idea. I've got thousands of people who have liked on Instagram a picture I've posted. 20 out of 5,000 have donated. I've got 4,000 friends on Facebook. Not a brag. It's not even a brag thing. I just, for some reason, I've met a lot of people. I think, 30 have donated. So all these people, oh, I love what you're doing. I can't wait. How do I help? How do I do this? Oh, can I have $2.50? I don't have the time. Like, it's crazy. So don't just think it's going to be, oh, all these people are behind it. Because once it comes to actually give you a dollar amount, not many around. So don't go off that. Again, another reason to just go live it first before you start from scratch. So yeah, it's harder to start a nonprofit than it is a for-profit. So if you don't think you can start a for-profit, don't start a nonprofit, because you're not making any money. For instance, there's 21,000 registered nonprofits in Arizona and over 1.5 million in the USA. And like I said, a majority of them are just registered name and don't exist really anymore. So, a lot of people will suggest, I've read a ton of articles about how to start a charity. And it's like, to start, you need a name, a mission statement, a logo, a website, pick a board, fundraise, begin operations. Again, no. First and foremost, just do it, practice it, beta test it without being a company, and just go do your stuff. And then the rest of the stuff will come along, because it's so overwhelming to do all the other things. That's really, that's all I can even, I'll give you the other stuff, the quick notes on the other things to do, but that's the number one thing I think you should do. Let me go through my notes, but yeah, just do it. And then start the charity. Now, how much does it cost to start a charity in Arizona? And it differs to where you are. It'll be $750 to $400, depending on the IRS application you want to do. You need legal representation for some documents. So you either pay an online company like $500 to $1,000 to do these legal documents, or I actually had to hire like an actual lawyer and raise, I actually had a donor give $2,000 for that. So that was great. Stake and corporation fee, $40. Publishing of the corporation, $200 plus. And then a website. A website isn't really mandatory these days, but I do think it gives you credibility. My website has zero traction, like zero people visit it, I'm sure, aside from people just want to see the credibility side. So if you can build a website, it'll cost anywhere from, around $2,000. You might build, if you're good at website building, then you do it much cheaper. But if not, it's going to cost you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 plus. I have a best friend who does websites, and he donated his time, which leads me to my next point: leverage your network. I was lucky enough to have, like I said, the tickets to all the things for the kids to start off, or food and XYZ. I had an amazing publicist, Jen Hepner, who was able to help us do all this stuff as well on top of it. My best friend creates websites, so he created the website for free to donate that. I had a social media network where I was able to kind of put out, hey, I'm starting this. And so I did get some good feedback. So even if you don't have a giant social media network, post it there, spread the love, share it. And then fundraisers. The hardest thing to do is raise money. I get a billion people, not a billion. I get a ton of people who are like, how can I help? I want to do this. And by help, they just want to go spend the money. They see the fun. We're taking kids shopping. We're traveling to a billion soccer fields. They don't want to like actually raise money. Like I don't need help spending the money. I need help raising the money. So you'll need to fundraise. Facebook and social media is a great way. Like just for your birthday, you can do a fundraiser. For this time, for my birthday, I'm benefiting this charity XYZ. Now to do that on social media, you actually have to be a 501c. So scrap everything I said about you don't need it. But if you want to do it that way, you do. Not the end of the world. There's other ways to do it. But just keep it simple, stupid. The KISS method or the eat an elephant method. You're not going to start off with a 200, 500 person gala. I started off with my birthday dinner. Oh, this is the tip I want for fundraising. Do it around your birthday because it's just going to guilt your friends into making, not only is it a charity you're starting, it's also your birthday. So they should be coming. And yeah, so better to have a small group or a whatever size group and they come to your first dinner versus fall flat on your face trying to organize some lavish gala at a conference room or whatever else. Or so birthday, two birds with one stone. People come to your birthday, they raise money. Then you have silent auction items. So ideally I had a friend with a restaurant. They gave us a $20 meal. I charged $50 for it, so $30 worth of charity. I had some silent auction items that people donated, or just a raffle, 50-50 raffle. And yeah, sure, we only raised, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000, $3,000. I think it was $2,000 the first one. But just continue to kind of make it bigger each year and add on, and the word spreads, or maybe get some diamonds in the rough like Ashley and Amber Sukert who have helped donate a ton, or you create partnerships with like your business partners like Adam Thelwell, who's started up Arizona Sports League and now it's like the official charity for that. So you never know, along the way you'll pick up some great diamonds in the rough and people who will help you. So as much as I said friends don't help you or random people don't help you, you'll get some random ones that do and they'll be big. So cherish those. Throwing a Christmas event is a no-brainer, but it's not as easy as you think. Everyone has Christmas parties they're already going to, so that's tough. I also did like a charity bowling ticket, charity bowling event, and it like I've fallen flat on my face so much. You have no idea how disheartening it is to start a charity that everyone loves, everyone talks about, everyone can't wait to participate, but you can't get them to go to a Christmas party. You can't get them to go to a bowling night out for $50 or $75. That includes food and drinks. It's insane how disheartening it can be. So be prepared for that, which is why, till I'm blue in the face, say, just start your charity without starting it. Go live it. Go do the things. Because once you start raising money for a website, for legal fees, and you try and do your first event and no one helps, you're going to hate your life. So it's the most rewarding thing, but can be the most disheartening thing. Workplaces, you have friends, workplace donation matching. They can donate $1,000 and their workplace will match it, like a lot of the larger companies do that. So that's great. Strategic partnerships are really the goal. Getting in with some large business and being like their de facto charity. If you have any friends who own a company, just say, hey, we're their de facto. Ask them, can we be your charity that you donate to? Also, depending where you live, for your taxes, you get $500 tax back for just like donating $500 or whatever, a dollar amount. So, I mean, just tell people, hey, this is literally free for you to donate $200, $400. You get it back come tax season. Also, a large company, it behooves them financially for tax write-offs to donate to charity. So if you have friends with businesses, get them to donate to you. They actually just make money on the back end. Do it. Reward your donors to get recurring donations. So I have little picture frames with like all the stuff they're helping that I'll give them like out at charity events. And yeah, if you want the full step-by-step, there's an article link in this about. I won't bore you. I mean, because you have to develop a mission statement, name your nonprofit, find 2 to 4 directors of the board, file state paperwork, file the 501(c), set your calendar for fundraisers, events, hold meetings. I kind of go through detail by detail on that side if you're getting into the nitty gritty of it. And yeah, That's it. Go start it. Go live it first. And yeah, enjoy. I try to keep this short, 15 minutes. That's not bad. InspireTravelEat.com. I reiterated inspire twice because that's what this one was, not so much travel. But you can volunteer travel abroad, which is incredible. And I have a different podcast on that. So go check that one out. You must travel abroad and volunteer. It's a game changer. This is the best travel podcast and sometimes inspirational on earth, potentially. Fraser LeVay. Let's get some travel again after this one.